Would you like to touch up your Gunpla thrusters but don't have an airbrush? Worry not. Today you learn how to do it fast and easily, using only some metal markers and a brush. Let's start! Hello everyone! If you watched my latest video about the Setwabi, you should know that I have tons of extra thrusters, and I thought that this was the perfect moment to show you how to create a nice heating effect. I will be using the biggest one I have, so you should be able to see it properly. Just know that this technique applies to any size and shape of thrusters. Now, let's go through the tools I'll be using. A light steel metal marker, one yellow, one orange, one red, one purple, one blue, one light blue, and a flat tip brush. This is all you will need. The markers are from Ray Studio and they work exceptionally well. Now, let's secure a nice grip for our thruster. This clamp should work fine. You really do not want to touch the paint before top coating. The first thing to do is to apply the steel marker. It will work as a base for the other colors. Any shade of metal would work, but a light tone will make the final result more vibrant. You can use a darker base if you prefer toned down colors. Make sure to cover the wall surface. These markers level down themselves, one of the reasons why I like them so much, and won't leave streak marks. Let's also give some extra attention to the edge. It's actually easy to miss spots here and there. This thruster comes with an internal part, so we will not need to paint the inside. I will still cover a tiny bit, just to make sure that the bare plastic won't show. And here we are. Now it's time to let it dry completely before doing anything else. Once the part is ready, we can start with our first color, the metal yellow. Shake it well and pour a drop of it inside a small container. Grab your brush and dip into the paint, making sure you're using the sides more than the tip of the brush. At this point, clean the excess on a piece of absorbent paper. You want to remove as much as you can, especially from the tip, until only a yellow shadow is left on the paper. Let's now start coloring the thruster. Make sure to leave some steel on the bottom untouched. You should see at this point a faint yellow tint being left on the surface. That's what you want. Keep applying it and refill your brush only when there's absolutely no more paint on it. After a couple of passes, you should have a nice yellow tint that covers the thruster. Between colors, make sure to clean your brush. You can use just some water for now and give a deep clean with alcohol at the end of the job. Let's proceed to the metal orange. Same procedure. Get a tiny drop out and dip the side of the brush. Remove all the excess, especially from the tip. Proceed then with the application, making sure to leave a section of the yellow tint untouched. Keep your hand light. The orange will give a nice transition effect to make the red that will follow less harsh. Now for the metal red. Same thing again. Get a drop and dip your brush, followed by removing the excess. Here is where you need to really start to blend the colors. Be sure to apply a first light coating, followed by a second one that needs to be slightly more intense towards the top of the thruster. I would like to point out that you do not need to do a perfect job, meaning that you can allow the different sections to be irregular and have spots more and less intense. This is because the effect is not perfect even in real life. The heat would distribute irregularly and burn the metal unevenly, and this really simplifies our job. The metal purple is the trickiest color. It's the first one that has proper coverage. After using blend tints like yellow and red, you will have the feeling that you're cleaning your brush well enough. Well, you probably didn't. Remove the excess exceptionally well, focusing on the tip of the brush. See how it's leaving a mark, almost like a pen? That would leave a streak that's going to be almost impossible to fix. It's better to remove all the paint than leaving too much on it. Start then to apply the color from the top to minimize the risks, and move down from there, trying to blend the tints as much as possible, with the top being a nice intense purple. This is how it should look like after your first couple of coatings. And this is the final effect. Time for the blue. Same technique used for the purple, but you don't need to be as careful. I like to make the purple section chunkier than the previous ones, so I concentrated the blue on the upper part of the thruster. Try to be light where the blue blends with the purple and more intense on the rest. We will end with a light blue. This is used more as an highlight for the edge. Apply it nicely on the whole rim, and then some strokes on the edge. Let's give a light pass on the inside too, even if probably you won't really see it. And this is our final result. You should have a nice transition from the yellow all the way to the blue, with all the colors nice blending one into another. Now, before top coating, a piece of advice. Before attempting to paint a thruster, grab a spoon and practice. We can see here how you can practice with different colors and some of the common mistakes you could need to work on. Here I used all the colors we just saw. Here the red is missing. Here there's no orange, and here neither of them. In the first test, all the colors are nicely blended and the transition looks good. Here you can see how it's going to look like if you leave too much purple on the brush. The blending is bad, and missing the red really does not help. On our third try, the red is not blended at all, and on the fourth, you can see how not using orange and yellow gives too much of a harsh jump of colors between yellow and purple. This is a great exercise to work on and will give you more confidence when attempting to work on your first thruster. And now, top coating. Should you go for a flat or gloss top coat? It would be nice to have a second thruster to check the difference. Oh, look! I happen to have another one! That's so unexpected. You should celebrate this lucky event by clicking on those lovely likes and subscribe buttons right now. Jokes apart, we will use my trusty flat spray top coat on one and my acrylic gloss on the other. Let's see what they look like. And here they are, nice and dry. On the left is the glossy one, and on the right the flat. Which one you prefer is really up to you. I tend to go with the flat one, but there is really no right or wrong here. And that's all I have for you today. I hope you found the video interesting and you learned something new. Goodbye and see you soon!